Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we're going to be talking about Enel from One Piece and how do I think he will soon reappear in the main story. So, as you all know, if you have been watching One Piece for a while, we have this very famous character in One Piece called Enel. Enel is the god of the thunder. He is electricity, and he is the bad guy in the Skypiea saga. It's a very important saga because it kind of lays the concept of different races in the One Piece world, the concept of gods. And I think it has a lot of foreshadowing for what we may see going forward in the stories. Okay. I'm gonna make him standing. There's one famous pose that he has the head tilted like this in curiosity about what is happening around him. And I think that's the image I'm gonna go for from one of the mini stories. So I wanna talk about the mini story because basically what we have here is in One Piece is a second story going on along with the main story, that this is called the mini stories and the covers. Okay, so here we see how all of these mini stories always, apart from a couple of them, all of the characters that have appeared in this have later reappeared in the main story. So I strongly believe we will see Enel showing up soon. So just in case you didn't pay much attention about this, and I'm gonna refresh the concept of what we see. The concept of what we see in the mini story. In the mini story, after Enel is defeated, he flies with the Maxim, the Ark, to the moon, and then in the moon he's very happy because he finds his infinite, it's he calls infinite or infinite birth. Birth is earth, no? So it's kind of the infinite land. He found the infinite land, the land of the gods. Okay, and then he's very happy. He's exploring there, and he found a mini robot automata. And this mini robot, he attacks this robot. Is destroyed. So he attacks this robot with electricity, and then the robot awakens. Okay, it's kind of sleeping there, and that reminds me to Egghead, what is happening now in Egghead. And so this is gonna contain spoilers. So don't carry on watching if you haven't watched the whole manga so far. And yeah, so I don't spoil anything for you. Basically. Let's just do a little bit of shapes here to do the design. So basically, what we have in the Enel story is that he finds this mini automata, and he awakens him, and then we see these bad guys, these space pirates. One of the space pirates attack the robot and defeat him, and then attack Enel, and Enel attacks back and defeats the guy. And then he sees an explosion, and he gets very upset because someone is damaging his new land, his new kingdom, let's say. And he goes and explores, and he sees other space pirates that easily he defeats again. Okay, and we have all this Enel fighting up and down, and obviously he's superior in strength. And after that, this automata that he helped at the beginning shows up with other automatas, like 3 automatas more, that Enel saw before, but they were all of them defeated. And basically he throws electricity at them, he kind of revives them, and they are very happy with Enel, they are eternally grateful with Enel, and they are starting following him, blah blah blah. what he does, what Enel does, is he finds like an opening. These space marines were, these space pirates, they were digging in the moon because there's a civilization inside the moon. Okay, so all of this group, this weird group of Enel and these small automatas, all of these 4 automatas activated. One looks like a soldier, the other one looks like a samurai, the other one looks like a general, and the other one looks like a medieval guy. So there's like a mini flashback inside this story of this first automata. I think it's Mr. Spacey, that he reminds how he got to the moon. He got to the moon because those 4 guys were created by this scientist in the Karakuri Island, the same island that Vegapunk was born. And this scientist, he dies after seeing the explosion in the moon. He has a heart attack, he's eating dumplings or something, and he dies. So then we see these 4 guys that they bury him and everything, and they want to go up there to investigate what's happening and kind of to avenge their father. And they end up being defeated by these pirates, and they are unconscious there until Enel founds them in this mini story. Okay. So when they go into the moon, Enel, these 4 guys, they find this ancient civilization full of automatas looking like these 4 automatas that we just seen. These 4 mini robots that we just seen. And then Enel, upset of what he has found, because he doesn't appreciate this like we have seen in his own saga, he basically attacks the city with his electricity, and funnily enough, he awakens all of them with electricity, kind of he's powering this energy. This reminds me 100% of the robot in Egghead being awakened when Luffy shows up with the power, and with this mother flame that Vegapunk has created, that it makes it powers up whatever is being used in Lucia. That, if you check my videos about the ancient weapons, I think these are the mechanical ancient weapons built by the government to defeat the original ancient weapons. And as now we have a Vegapunk making the Mother Flame, I think ages ago you had elements from the nature, like in this case electricity, awaken this other civilization. This civilization, it reminds me a lot as well to the Atlantis and the Kingdom of the D, that is the one eradicated and destroyed, or we don't know what's going to happen, and maybe that's Raftel, maybe that's the mysterious land that we are trying to find. It reminds me a lot to this because the automatas. So a kingdom, an ancient kingdom of D that disappears, okay, ancient kingdom of D that disappears, and everyone is trying to find. This is Atlantis, and a very important thing of the Atlantis that is always said in the legends is that they were a very advanced civilization. And now with the robot in Egghead and the understanding of the concept of the robot coming from the past, we give this understanding that it is a very advanced civilization this Kingdom of the had, like the Atlantis. And we see now in the moon with Enel mini story that there's this group of automatas that did this advanced civilization kind of dormant in the moon, and now they get activated by the power that he has, the element power that he has. Okay, there is this recurring topic of Enel as he is a god, and he's defeated by Luffy, that he is a mere human. But the thing that he doesn't know is that actually with the fruit that Luffy has, he is actually the sun god. This is gonna be very funny when Enel reappears and he sees Luffy transformed as the god, because the info that he finds, these engravings inside the moon in this city, that they give us some clues, some info about 3 different types of races with wings, that these seem to be the Skypians, the Birkans, that he is a Birkan, like Uruge, and then the Shandians. And how these people, they have some sad drawings that how they had to move or travel to the moon, like he did travel to the moon and stay there, because probably this is what happened 800 years ago. I am not saying here that Raftel is in the moon, but I'm saying that may be in the moon, and this that Enel found may be Raftel in the moon. And funnily enough, as he just flew to the moon, and the other guys, these automata from Karakuri, they went with balloons flying to the moon, maybe it would be very nice for us to go to the moon. Kind of the next step for Luffy, after going to the sky, going under the water, it would be very nice to go to the space. Why I'm talking about this now? I'm talking about this now because we are in the Vegapunk saga, and the Vegapunk saga, it revealed that Vegapunk had a massive head, super long and super big, and we see that the pirates in this mini story, they have massive heads. And what I think that I talk a little bit about in my Shaka video is that this mini group of pirates, with their pirate flag being a long skull like Vegapunk, I think they were created by Vegapunk in secret. And or the original Vegapunk or Shaka in secret, if my theory about Shaka being the bad guy is good, is Shaka. If not, we disregard this, and it is just directly Vegapunk investigating his own information. Vegapunk created these people, these robots, to fly to the moon, dig in the moon, and find whatever they can find in the moon, because, as we know from the flashback, in Vegapunk's story, Vegapunk has read all the books from Ohara that they were saved by Soul. Okay, if you follow this, all these books that they were followed by Soul. So Vegapunk knows everything that Clover in Ohara knew, everything that these guys knew. If these pirates in the moon with long head design were sent to the moon by Vegapunk, is this because Vegapunk knew what Clover knew, and there was a race? It can be the people with wings, or more, include even the full kingdom of D. And after the 800 years, well, 800 years ago, after the big fight and everything, after the Void Century, a ball of earth with someone probably with power of earth, like Green Bull, made this massive ball, and all of them, they flew to the moon. Some of them died in the process, some of them died in time, but only the old civilization remained, and now we have this civilization in the moon, inside the moon, full of automatas. And as I said before, the Atlantis, the original story of the Atlantis, they are famous because they had automatas, and they had giants that they were powered by a magic energy in the fantasy story of the Atlantis, and they were guardians of this land. If you are following what I'm saying, the Kingdom of D is taking reference from the Atlantis. The clues from the Enel mini saga and the moon and the civilization in the moon is the same. We have automatas of an ancient civilization that they are powered by energy, by electricity, and they've been discovered by Enel, and now they are loyal to Enel because he activated them. Can all this be related? Can Vegapunk be the glue to put this together? Can he be the glue to put this together? And we have these pirates with long heads connecting with whatever is happening in the main story. Enel coming back, because Enel needs to come back. And being Enel, for example, I have this very long theory, this very interesting theory about Caribou being working for Crocodile, and him being the one that is gonna give him all the info about Luffy. Okay, and he's gonna give him a Vegapunk. So with Crocodile having a Vegapunk and Crocodile having someone who can make the Mother Flame, and I think he's gonna get Pluton, the Ancient Weapon Mechanical Pluton, a massive battleship. That is gonna be, check my theory about Pluton, I think it's gonna be buried under Water 7, and that's why in the mini story of Water 7 with Iceberg, he's digging to make the island float, because he is gonna find something down there. And I think the Pluton that is being set in Wano, this is a beast or a group of beasts that they are sleeping, because it's confirmed by Sukiyaki, that they are sleeping under Wano. That means they are alive. They are monsters, they are beasts, they are like the sea kings, but maybe they are land kings, and they are sleeping down there. So if this what I'm saying may be true, if this may be true, okay, and we have this civilization and everything, imagine if Enel now, how he has an army and he's super powerful, etc., etc., he gets bored of being up there and he decides to come back, because he needs to come back at some point. And he comes back with this army, and he's gonna fight whoever he wants to fight with this, because he doesn't care about anything. And what if Enel, being a very bad guy, ends up getting his own ancient weapon, mechanical ancient weapon, like the one from Lulusia, I believe, that Imu has used, is the Uranus. I think that's Uranus mechanical. What if he gets the control of Uranus or any of the other weapons, mechanical ones? Or there's this other option that he befriends Crocodile, because they are both rotten inside, and obviously this is after my theory about Mihawk being defeated. I don't think Mihawk will agree of this. And this is as well after Shanks is defeated and all these things that I say in my previous theories. Please check my previous theories about this, because it may be connected, it may be very relevant for this mini story. And you have this league of baddies, having Boggy being bad, Enel being bad, Crocodile being bad, that they use the weapons to attack the government, to attack everyone, and to take control. Even Doflamingo, as I explained in my previous video about Weevil, he manages to escape as well, and Doflamingo is here as well. Like, to have like a league of bad guys fighting the government, or fighting everyone, fighting Luffy, fighting everyone. And these are the guys who managed to get hold of the ancient weapons, mechanical ones, the Uranus, Poseidon, and Pluton, but mechanicals. So these guys are the ones that have the weapons created by the world government, the 20 Kings, 800 years ago. And they start going crazy and attacking the Red Line, destroying everything. And in this whole storyline, obviously, you have Luffy as well on the side, fighting in his main story, whoever he needs to fight, Imu or Blackbeard, etc., etc. But it could be very convenient. Or we have, I think, two stories that happen with Enel. Or he comes down the moon with his army, and he gets his own ancient weapon, probably stealing the one that Imu has. That's very difficult, but it may happen. Or we have him joining Crocodile, that at that point he already get hold of Pluton, found by Iceberg under Water 7, mechanical Pluton, that is a massive battleship, like he has an Ark for himself, a ship. And with his power of electricity, he powers it, because the knowledge that he learns in the moon with the automatas, and he brings an army of automatas. it would be very poetic, it would be very interesting, and we can see a proper war happening, because if you think about it, you have the Grand Fleet, that's an army, the government is another army, the Marines are another army, the Revolutionary Army is another army, Enel will come with an army, and there is many armies going on, and yeah, it can be a very compelling part of the story, and that would make a very interesting Ragnarok if what Ragnarok concept in Nordic mythology is what Oda has in mind for us, and he wants to show us in the Elbaf saga, or at the end of the Elbaf saga. It could be very interesting, I think. So let's now, because I go on and on in the thing, but I need to focus a little bit in the drawing. So thick eyebrows. If you see the design, Oda took reference completely of Eminem to do this character. I love Enel, and I love the story, and I love the storytelling happening in this saga. I think as well that I want to do at some point a video of his enemy in that saga, that it's Viper, and yeah. So depend of the drawings that you check. I think this is like Vegapunk. Vegapunk, this is something important as well. Vegapunk, we see him at some point having one size of head, okay? And then we see him at some point how the head is growing, and Dragon says to him, "Oh, I don't remember you having such a big head." Like here, the fruit that he has is allowing him to know more and more, and as he knows more, his head grows big, okay? Enel, in some of the images, has the ears up to here, the ear gloves up to here, and then in the mini stories, after being defeated, after learning, because this is one of the last images of the this is one of the last images of the mini story. He knows all this info, okay? What do I mean with that? What I mean with that is, what if Oda with this drawing is telling us that how he learned a lot of things in this hole in the moon with ancient civilization. Now he is basically he has heard so many things that the ear gloves grow, like Vegapunk, because it's reference from the pirates in this mini story. Vegapunk has this size of head, and when he's learning more, the head is growing bigger. I know this is going into the realm of fantasy, but I need to remind you, all of you, that One Piece is a fantasy and adventure manga, and these things can totally happen. So yeah, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. It has kind of these 4 rings there, and then here on the hand as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know I'm going very crazy with this Enel theory and everything, but please feel free to tell me what you think about this, and if you think that Enel is gonna show up. I think he is such an important character for the story and so loved that he will definitely he needs to definitely show up. And with the arm here, it got a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5 fingers. Such an ugly hand I've done, because I got a little bit distracted. Just theory. I need to focus a little bit, so sorry about that. Let's see if we can fix it as we go with the drawing and with the tones of the colors and everything, and that's it. It's okay. This is cartoon. We can't do everything like super perfect and everything. So I think it's very important that we have the story of Enel happening with the people. So Enel was a wing person, and he changed these tambours, these drums of liberation as well, and drums in. He destroyed his land, Birka. Uruge comes from Birka, so I think when we see Enel coming back, and then another day I will talk about Uruge, and Uruge comes, is the last supernova that we are missing, and we want to know things about him, and why, and what is he doing, what is his bet in the new era. So I think when we see Enel, we see as well Uruge. Or vice versa, when one is showing up, when Uruge is showing up, no later after that, we will see Enel as well showing up. Okay, so this is looking good, apart from that funny arm there, that let's see if later in a bit we can fix. But yeah, I wanna take it easy in this drawing. It's a character that I really like, and I don't wanna do I want to do my own Enel. And yeah, so slowly we get in there, and it's looking very nice. So it has kind of this feet decoration here, this leg decoration. I want to see Enel meeting a Sun God Luffy transformed and doing that funny face that since he's done it the first time, we always had it mocking in other situations, like with Perona we had it, and Usopp is doing it sometimes as well, and it is very funny for me. So that's the feet there. Okay. Okay. And how this is ancient civilization. Let's do like pieces of floor there, and then it's a little bit of grass there, but not much. Okay, something like this it can do. And now let's move to the staff, the golden staff that he has. Okay, and then it's showing up here at the bottom as well a little bit. And this kind of, I don't know this, if anyone know the name of this type of ropes, you can say it, but I'm gonna call it like a rope, yeah. It falls on the back here, okay, that we will add some texture to make it like thing, but we will paint it darker later in a bit. Okay. And let's go for this, because this is a very funny position for the hand. Hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that will do. That will do. The only one this one, it looks like a hook. But yeah, let's see if we can add some nails and we fix it a little bit. But yeah, with the colors and everything, I will paint a little bit. This is gold, so it has this kind of golden texture, and the stuff as well, it has gold, this gold, and then we need to do the drums as well. there. It will make sense for me that Enel, that is the first god mentioned in One Piece, let's say, that it comes into play now. Whatever he's gonna have to do, it comes into play now that they are revealing all the info about the Sun God, all the info that we have revealed in this saga, in Enel's saga, Skypiea saga as well, about when this giant snake is around and they are making offerings to the god of the wood, the god of the rain, the god of the sun, and you can think, is only one Luffy sun god, or there's actually the god of the forest, the god of the rain that they are mentioning there, the god of the water as well. So let's see. It will make sense that now that we have this info coming out more with the Wano saga, with the Egghead saga, that Enel comes again into play. Okay, let's see. This is as well one of those theories I wanted to mention for a very long time, but I got focused into other things, in other characters, in other theories, and yeah, I totally think soon we are gonna see Enel again. I wanna do other videos about other characters that we have mini stories and they haven't actually showed up yet, and so far that's only Hidatsu, one of his priests, and I think this is very important as well. I will talk about it in another video. And the other one is it completely slipped my mind, the name of the little kid going with Mr. 3 with the color traps, and he's doing the color traps and everything. There's a mini story about Crocodile, about her, about Mr. 1, and we actually have things about them, yes, because we see that they end up in the prison, and they end up joining Luffy with the war, and they end up do the Cross Guild. So I'm not sure if she is gonna show up again, because in her story there is things from the main story that they already helped the main story, but yeah, it may be as well. It may be as well for her. But so far, yeah, just want to focus in Enel because I think it's very important and very obvious, and get at Hidatsu as well. Hidatsu. Okay. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, as I said before, Enel is from Birka, and Birka is the floating sky island that he destroyed, and after destroying it, he flew with his army to another sky island, and that's the sky island that we meet him. Let's see these circles. Urouge is confirmed to be from Birka. The type of wings that he has are from Birka. It's the same type that the priests they had here, and I think both of them are connected. The other thing I'm saying is Birka is one of these 3 races portrayed in the writings inside the moon. It may be that at some point, like the Lunarians and everyone, they were all living in Earth, and this is just some thoughts, some random thoughts. They were all living in Earth, and the giants, the dwarves, the little people, the Clandi, everyone, and something happened with the war with the kings happened, etc. And some of them, or all of them, got exiled and escaped. The Gyojins went down to the water, the Lunarians went up to the mountain, to the red line. If the red line is not artificial, maybe they just went up and stayed in some sky islands. and I think all of this can be connected with Elbaf, because I think the massive tree in Elbaf that represents Yggdrasil, that's gonna be the Adam tree, and I think that Adam tree is gonna be the reason of why some of these islands are floating as well, apart from the pyroflex material that Pagaya mentions from the volcanic eruptions. I think, as in Yggdrasil in Norse mythology, you have these worlds, these realms connected to the tree. Okay, and if you destroy the tree, all of them will fall. I think the Sky Islands are connected as well to this tree, and if the tree falls, they will pull all the islands down. So I think that's why Bibi needs to show up in Elbaf and reveal that she is the ancient weapon that we are missing, and save everyone with this kind of flying beast. And yeah, please check my video about Bibi and about the ancient weapons, because I can't talk only about Enel without talking about the other connections that entice this full theory. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Let's do only 6. He has another one there, but it's okay. Very strong and musculated Enel. I've done and then him stronger than he looks. He looks a little bit more thin in the thing, but it's okay. I'm trying to do my cartoon Enel there. These pieces, these decorations here. Okay. And then it has circles again, circles. And then it has again these pieces again. And more circles. Okay. I think this is looking very good. Maybe I do like a little bit of electric. Yeah, electric like this. Yeah, something like this, it looks nice, I like it. So, I think the design is kind of done, the drawing is kind of done. I'm gonna now focus a little bit in painting what we have here with the kind of original colors that we see in Enel. It has a little bit these drums are yellowish. The drums are yellowish, and then we have this kind of connector here is kind of grayish, a little bit like this, and he is very pale, but I think I'm gonna go for this tone, as we have the tone. And then what we will do is a little bit of this. Yeah, because this one is taking reference from Eminem, if you didn't know, and it's always painted very white skin, almost practically color white. Okay. Everything will pop a little bit when we add the rest of the colors, okay? So don't worry too much about it. So there's this kind of, it's a couple of colors I'm gonna use I think these 4 blues. We have this, it's like a wrapping here on the side, like a turband. Don't know how to call it. Sorry about that. I don't know the names of the clothing. As I said, if you know, just drop it here in the comments. And yeah, so this is like this, like a darker blue that we are gonna darken a little bit more with the black. As you know, I always like to do this kind of black wash on top of some colors. Yeah, and then we have this kind of interesting blue for this part. And I will say, for me, in my opinion, it has a little bit of turquoise there, turquoise color in this part. Even if it doesn't, I am just gonna add it a little bit. I think it may look interesting with the greens, like this. I think the tone is something like this, that we will darken a little bit now as well. It can work, yeah. Yeah, so doing like this. Yeah, please feel free to tell me in the comments what do you think about Enel. I think Enel is very famous, very loved in a interesting way. Like, he's a bad character, but he's a loved character in One Piece. Everyone likes him, and he's super powerful. And he's very bad guy. He's very full of himself, and he's egoistic and yeah, as I said, a bad character. And yeah, so feel free to tell me your opinion about him, about the theory that we are developing, and if you think he's gonna be showing up. I think, yeah, as I said, the showing up of him is tied and related to ancient weapons, to the lore of One Piece and the Void Century, and the truth of the world. So the things that Nico Robin needs to know. I think as well that's why there's all this kind of ancient civilization in the land that he is, in Upper Yard that he is. And as well, I think that's why Nico Robin is one of the 5 people left at the very end in his divination. And yeah, so complementary colors is a bluish purple to do the trouser, and orange, yellow, orange complementary colors for the design, with the blue, complementary with the blue as well. Okay. Yeah, I got it there. Need to add a little bit of orange to the circles that I forgot. Yeah, so just so we do a small recap this time, okay, a small recap. I've been talking about Enel having discovered this ancient civilization in the moon, and I've been talking about him kind of showing up again and having a role involved in the ancient weapons, and as he powered up the moon and this ancient civilization, I always thought that the moon itself is Uranus' mechanical weapon, okay? And I keep thinking the same. I think the way of him going down Earth with this full massive army that he has is that the moon is gonna come down. The moon is gonna come down. We are gonna reveal that the moon is actually mechanical and earthy looking, because probably is one of these ancient weapons, mechanical ones made by the government, that probably the good guys covered in earth. That's why he thinks that that's the magical and the godly earth, the eternal and the infinite earth, because I think it was made in the planet, and then they floated it out, and they kind of left some people there. Maybe the people with wings, the races with wings, went there, or they could fly up and down as they wished, and things like this. So yeah, so this, I was thinking about just saying some comments, but it's ending up being a very crazy video, and yeah. So I'm gonna use yellow for this kind of electricity power, but I'm gonna put a little bit of blue as well, because he uses blue to fight. He uses a lot of blue to fight. We have plenty of gold there. Gold. I definitely need to add, I'm sorry, but I need to add a little bit of this brownish to for me it makes more, it creates a nicer effect with the shape of the pen. If I use this brownish, even if he's more white, I can just do the lines on the side, and yeah, try to make the effect like this. Yeah. This is a representation of Enel, it's not copy, and yeah, so we do as we think it can look nicer. And then let's sharpen this blue to do some final touches. So yeah, I think Enel is gonna come down soon as Urauge shows up in the story, as soon as Elbaf shows up in the story, and as soon as he shows up again in the story, I think he will come out of the moon, he will come down, and he is or getting one of the ancient weapons, or probably joining with Crocodile. That will be very cool. If my theory about Caribou giving all the info and kidnapping a Vegapunk, so Vegapunk can make a Mother Flame, if it doesn't end up being true, this is another plan, another option that it totally would make sense to have this this character Enel powering up ancient weapons, and that, oh my god, don't want to even think about it. That will be very, very crazy. Let's add some yellow around him, like he is a little bit lit on fire, on light on the side. I just want to see his funny face, seeing Luffy transformed into God, realizing that he's been defeated by an actually real God, and even if he is the power of nature, he is not, and that can be very, very funny to see. Okay. I think we got it. I think I go through everything I wanted to explain more or less with Enel. I can go in more detail in other videos about him, and yeah. This is supposed to be color of the moon, yellowish, groundish. So yeah, Enel is coming soon. He is gonna have the power of awakening or powering up ancient weapons, mechanical ones. This is gonna or help him or help Crocodile. One of these two characters are gonna be the important part of this, that he's gonna be helping himself or Crocodile, and he's definitely gonna want to impose this newly found power with the automatas and the moon and everything. And like we have in Star Wars, this Death Star, that it's a moon shape who throws lasers and destroys planets. I think our moon in One Piece is like this as well, and he is the one gonna be controlling it. I think he's the one that's gonna be controlling it. I always put my bet in the Lulusia accident, and the Lulusia thing is that was the Mechanical Ancient Weapon, but my heart is split in two between that's the Ancient Weapon Uranus or the moon is the Ancient Weapon Uranus. I think it can only be Uranus. Pluton is a battleship, we know, because we've seen the blueprints, and Poseidon needs to be a water-related thing. But I don't know. I don't know at this moment. I don't know. So I think the moon may be What if, because what happens in Lulusia, this is just to finish, because the drawing is done, what if what Imu is controlling and it comes down on Lulusia is the moon, and it's carrying Enel and everyone, and they don't even know that they are moving? What if that's the moon that Imu, she or he, has been able to control somehow? It pull it down to shoot those lasers, because we have seen this kind of electricity light laser power thing, and the way that they are powering it every now and then is with the mother flame, but electricity is the natural element to power it. And Enel, once they put it, because that's just a demonstration, Lulusia is just a demonstration, a show off of the power. What if the next time that Uranus, the moon, its mechanical weapon, ancient weapon, is going down into Earth, and they try to shoot to Luffy or anyone, they can't, because they have some rats infiltrated, like Sanchi infiltrated and stopped the Art Maxima. And the rat in this case is Enel and these automatas, that they will take over the moon and they will take over the ancient weapon, and they will be able to shoot back at Imu and at the government, to the actual gods or demons, if they are demons, and this is a god, supposed to be a god, or he wants to be a god, or a god wannabe. So what if we are talking about the same, and what we have seen in Lulusia, what we have seen in Lulusia is the moon going down, and with the mother flame used with Imu, by Imu activating it. But now, in the next round that they are going to pull it down, Enel takes control, and is able to control this Uranus. So you will have this super bad guy, written since the very beginning as a bad guy in the 5 years plan story of Oda, having one ancient weapon. That's why we don't know anything about him. Him having Uranus, Crocodile having Pluton, being powered by the mother flame. Okay, and then we still need one to be revealed as a mechanical one, but it will fit the agenda, I think, and oh wow, it would be very cool. So yeah, I think we are ready for today. We are done here. Don't need to paint this in orange. I think we are really nice. We finish nicely with this, and let's sign and let's finish. Let's finish. This is David Viadel DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want. This is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you liked the video, you enjoyed the theory about Enel and the ancient weapons, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye!